What's up, guys? Time for another news day on Tuesday. Today is June 22nd, 2021. We've got news. Let's jump right in. We've got Neovision, Royal Puppeteer Aphmau, Neovision Awakenings for Livid Shantotto, and Shadow Lord. I did not expect that we were getting these this week. I thought we might be getting Charlotte, but these are a nice surprise. This might be my new physical cover tank right here. So let's take a look down into the panels. So if you pull for her, you get things like Emperor's Ring and Warrior of Light Shield, and then what is that, Rider's Helmet? Is that what that is? And I can't identify these boots. Maybe they're Domino's boots? I don't know. The panel rewards look pretty traditional. Nothing standing out there. I mean, I guess if you're going to all the way to the second board, I don't see any difference now. All right. So Royal Puppeteer Aphmau, she is a debuffer in her regular form. She's a really cool debuffer, honestly, in her regular form. And then in her Brave Shift form, she is a physical cover tank, and one of those physical cover tanks that does it preemptively. So she is a preemptive physical cover, turn one kind of thing, turn zero. So that's kind of cool. Alright, so Brave Shift duration lasts infinite, so if you decide to start her off in her Brave Shift mode, she will auto-cast that, it will last infinitely, she can be that version forever. So it's perfect shifting. She's getting a global upgrade for her STMR. On JP, it was just defense, it had no attack. So they put attack onto it, so it now has 170 attack and 180 defense. And it has, whenever you equip it, it boosts equipment defense by 50% when a single weapon is equipped in one or both hands, so it's got that equipment defense. Her Trust Mastery award is equipment defense by 50% for those parameters, so together it's 100%? I don't know. The STMR is really where it's at. The Trust Mastery's, I don't know, bench warmer. Vision card. Her vision card is nice, we'll go over that later. Her featured standard abilities, we have String Shredder, that is an 83% attack break, or attack, defense, magic, and spirit break, and decrease earth resistance. And it does damage. What I like about her in her regular form is she has a Dispel. It's not a perfect Dispel unless you use her Magnus. But, you know, you don't want to use Magnuses, like, constantly, because they'll either have one use or maximum of 4 or something like that. So she has a Dispel. It's not perfect Dispel, but she has a triple cast, so she can Dispel, she can Break, she can Imperil for Earth for 135%, and then she can Imbue herself. So, kind of nice. And it also does defense scaling and Chaos Wave Awaken chains. So the higher you can get her defense, fantastic. And she's doing Earth damage, Chaos Wave Awakened. It's physical damage, though. So, physical damage with Chaos Wave Earth. So let's continue on to the featured Brave Shift abilities. Her featured Brave Shift abilities are she can triple cast, and she has cover, physical cover. It's pretty good physical cover. It's not, the most amazing one we've ever seen, but it's pretty cool. And it also increases her resistance to defense breaks, so she can't be defense broken, which is kind of nice. She adds Fire Element to her own physical attacks, and she does 135% Fire Imperil. In her standard form, she also does 135% for Earth Imperil, so really, really good. You don't have to use a Limit Burst or anything crazy to get that kind of Imperil. She also has a Provoke, and she can mitigate damage for machine monsters, and she has mitigate damage taken 50% and physical and magical for 50 and then 30% for all allies for 4 turns. The mitigate for machines is 50% for 4 turns. I am questioning what her Brave Shift, because they give it a name. So it's Neovision Brave Shift Unlock, and they have a name for this. I've never seen that one before. You can correct me if we've had this on another banner, but does her name actually change whenever Livid Shantotto Brave Shifts? Because if so, that's kind of cool. Okay, so let's take a look at Livid Shantotto. Livid Shantotto is infinite Brave Shift, 1 turn cooldown, so it's not that 0 turn cooldown. So, unfortunately, you have to at least leave her in there for one turn. But available from turn 1, her Super Trust Mastery and Trust Mastery seem to stay the same. So it says, does it say the global upgrade? No, it just says Brave Shift unlocked. Okay. So her Super Trust Mastery and Trust Mastery stay the same. Her featured standard abilities that it's listing are Pure Genius of the Magitech World. So that is the basic attack. So the basic attack changes to it is a bolting strike, 20x move with wind damage, and increases the LB gauge by 4 to cast her. Then she has Wind Crusher. Wind Crusher is it's a 27 hit skill, but I don't really know what it chains with. It doesn't seem to have a chaining family. It increases her own wind damage for magical and physical. Increases her magic by 250%. Decreases wind and peril for 120% AoE, and wind magic damage 50x AoE. So it's alright. It doesn't seem to have a chaining family though. So just a big old sloppy chain. Hopefully it's like Chaos Wave Awaken when it comes over. They tweak it just a little bit, but they're not announcing it. She also gets increased chain modifier cap by 100% and some nice beast and human killer. All of her attacks also get a 20x mod on them except for the LB. She also always had all those magics, all the black magics, so that was kind of cool for her to have those. Her her regular limit burst goes up to... It really doesn't seem to change much, honestly. The Imperil gets a little bit stronger. The damage gets slightly stronger. Her limit burst still really doesn't seem to be worth using. Okay. So then her Brave Shift form. Her Brave Shift form is, we have Divine Crusher. Divine Crusher is a 120% in peril. We still keep that 120. We still keep the Wind one in this form as well, and we also get a Fire form and a Lightning one. So it's the same move, but for Wind, Lightning, Fire, and Light. So it's light magic damage to all enemies, light and peril to all enemies, 120%, increase magic by 250, and increase damage output for that element by 10% for physical and magical. Alright, and then she has glowing Retribution. Doesn't seem to have a chaining family. Hopefully it's Chaos Wave Awakened. It is light magic damage, 80x to all enemies, 3 times. So, and you can cast that for 3 times. So I'm hoping that these actually have chaining families. The wiki doesn't seem to populate that they do. Her LB and her Brave Shift form is light magic damage, 120x to one enemy. And she has some nice LB damage increases. She does have Provoke though. So she has 100% Provoke in her Brave Shift form. So that is a downfall of her. 100% Provoke. Oh no, it's 100% decrease Provoke. Oh, that's so good. Oh, I was worried for a second. So it's decreased chance of being targeted 100%, not increase. Oh, good. Okay. I was worried. Oh, okay. So she has some nice little buffs to her LB. So she seems to be an LB finisher for 120x light magic damage mod in her Brave Shift form. And I rather like her Brave Shift form sprite. Okay, then we move on to Shadow Lord. Boy, has nobody ever needed more help than this man. Alright, Shadow Lord. Updated, new vision awakenable. That Brave Shift sprite, though. Oh my god, that Brave Shift sprite. Okay, so infinite and 1 turn cooldown available from turn 1. His Super Trust Mastery and Trust Mastery get updated. Oh, wow. Okay. So Sangressor becomes a 188 attack with HP and MP 20%. That is fantastic, honestly. It's not the greatest, but it's still nice for a sword with HP on it. The MP on it's also kind of nice, but I feel like most units never run out of MP anymore. And the Trust Mastery award also gets updated to Devourer of Shadows. Boost attack when equipped with a sword, and boost attack when equipped with a helm. Hopefully it'll be the 40% that JP has, or even better. Hopefully they decide, oh, that wasn't enough, let's give it 900%. I don't know, I'm making up numbers. Alright, the featured standard abilities, we have Umbral Orb. Umbral Orb is a AoE Absolute Mirror of Equity chain for physical damage, then it adds Dark Element to caster, and increases dark physical damage for himself by 20%, and magical damage 20%. So it's a nice dark amplification move, but it does the damage first and then does all the dark amps. So you'd triple cast in the first one, would just be a normal hit, and then everyone else after that would be the amplified dark hits. Alright, the reduced magic damage taken by all allies, the grandest, is a 95% magic mitigation for all allies for one turn. That is a crazy mitigation. So you could bring him in as a DPS / support unit. If there is a threshold that you just can't make it through, throw up Shadow Lord and he says no. But you know, that's just for like threshold based attacks, I would suppose. All right, because you can only get that twice per battle. All right, then his passives seem to be just increasing his attack. His Fairy Killer goes up by 200%. He gets more passive LB generation. So his LB is AoE death to all enemies still for 80%, or deal physical damage with a 100x modifier to all enemies. It's a single hit. He gets the basic attack changed to Bolting Strike, and it's dark physical damage and increases his LB. Okay, and then his Brave Shift abilities are Blighting Blitz. Blighting Blitz is a Bolting Strike 96x physical chaining move with increased LB gauge to caster, and Kneel Before Me. He increases his attack by 300%, increases his LB damage by 250%, cannot be dispelled, and imperils himself for 120%. That is crazy. He imperils himself for dark for 120%. That's weird. Alright. And he also gets he still has that mitigate damage skill in his Brave Shift form, which is amazing. He can break for 80% for defense, and also still has that 120% imperil. So his damage isn't that great, but he does have that mitigation that you might be able to use for thresholds, 120% imperil and 80% defense break. And yeah, let's take a look and see what his LB does. His LB is a 150x mod. It is regular damage. It is not typed, so you could equip whatever you want onto him. Let's see here. He has some nice equipment attack and everything. Does he have any LB damage buffs? Passive. He has 150% passive LB damage buff. So it seems like he could be a decent LB damage finisher. Not amongst the greatest, but he could be alright. Nice little cheap LB damage finisher with a cool skill to get you past a really difficult mitigation, or really difficult threshold. Okay, so let's move on to the rest of the news. We've got Nashmira's Plea. Nashmira's Plea is the raid event, so we don't have to use energy for this. I love that. So we get to fight Alexander from Final Fantasy XI a lot. We've got Carbada's Glasses. These only are for Livid Shantotto, so it's 100 MP and Magic 50. We've got Algol, which is only for Shadow Lord. It is a two-handed 180 attack weapon. These unit-typed weapons and gears, it's killing me. We've got Puppeteer Aphmau. This is the only thing out of this whole raid event that can be equipped to anyone besides these units. It is HP 200 and defense 50 with spirit 30. Yay, as a hat. Then we've got some killers that are for Livid Shantotto and Shadow Lord only. They are for Machine Killer and boost attack and MP by 20% respectively. Okay, And that's our raid event. For bonus units, we've got the Neovisions for this banner, and then older Final Fantasy XI units, and then way older Final Fantasy XI units for that 10% bonus. Alright, we've also got a daily bonus challenge, defeat Dark Rider every day, and get rewards out of that. Our Challenges of the Braves are going back. When do they just make Challenge of the Braves its own tab? Alright, so Chronicle Battle, Lady Lilith. This is a Chronicle Battle to be able to craft this, what is that, Shantotto's robe, I guess? Alright, so we've got Latvian for Final Fantasy 11. This will be a craftable up to 188 magic, and enables Vidalfnir, deal dark damage and reduce spirit for 1 MA and boost magic for self. We'll see now that's what it's always done. And then Ladies Etiquette, Shantotto and Wizardess Shantotto and Livid Shantotto only, boost LB damage by 50% and boost magic by 750. Okay, so it's a flat magic buff of 750 and then boost LB damage by 50%. So it seems that equipped to any one of the Shantottos, this is kind of a best in slot, but for everybody else, it's kind of Okay, all right. And then we have Tactician Magician's Coat. Tactician Magician, I love that. It's 100 MP, 58 magic, 30 defense, 40 spirit, and HP MP 20%. Activate a Lady Most Sinister. This is only for the Shantottos, and it boosts fire, ice, lightning, water, wind, earth resistance by 25% and fill LB gauge by 200 every turn. So this seems to be another Livid Shantotto only kind of, or the other Shantottos type of gear. Okay, so these are both very typed gears, but I'm gonna craft them anyways. All right, so let's go back. What else we got? We've got the vision card for our Aphmau. Aphmau's vision card has 800 HP on it and 80 defense. Boost defense by 40% when equipped with fists. Maybe we could see this on Cacteria. And then boost equipment defense by 50% when a single weapon is equipped in one or both hands. So if you're running only a fist on Aphmau and then a shield, you get that equipment defense by 50% and then 40% fists and then the flat 80. So this is really good for Aphmau as a tank. We've got Chores with Grandpa coming back where you can buy it again. I bought that thing. It's already level 10. It was level 10 day 1. Okay. All right. And then the story continues. We've got more story. Yay. I guess. The Final Fantasy XI Royal Puppeteer Aphmau Treasure Summon. Good luck for anybody who's doing that. And then the Exchange Shop. The Exchange Shop, we can get, what was it? Emperor's Ring, Shield of Light, Rider's Helm, and Kalundo's Boots. Interesting choice, Kalundo's Boots. Emperor's Ring is my personal favorite out of these, but Shield of Light is the highest defense that you can get on a shield if you're just looking for raw defense. All right, and you can get Aphmau with the guaranteed tickets if you save up enough. We have the Promised Puppeteer login bonus, which gives you Aphmau shards, some lapis, Shadow Lord fragments, and Livid Shantotto fragments? Yes, okay. And then we've got a maintenance notice. So that's it for this week, guys. We've got Final Fantasy XI with Aphmau and Neovision Shantotto and Shadow Lord. We've got a raid event where we can craft a bunch of gear that's exclusive for Final Fantasy XI units. We've got Chronicle Battles where we can craft a bunch of gear that's exclusive for Final Fantasy XI units. And we've got Aphmau's Vision card, which is kind of good, almost only on Aphmau. And then the story. Oh, at least everybody can do the story. All right. All right. So thanks for hanging out, guys. Much love. Peace.